Okay, the first thing we're going to do is basically turn this down to pilot light. We don't want to turn it off. I mean, we can, but then you'll have to relight the pilot light. But basically, if we turn it to pilot light, only the pilot light's on and it's not going to heat the water. And you can verify that. There's a panel down here, and if you basically just take it off, pretty easy. There's a window down here, and the hard part is you can't see it with your head. This wall is just in the way. You can't get your head to get the angle. It's basically that way. You need to look into it that way. Now if I angle this camera, well, I can't see it there either, but what I had to do was get a mirror. And if you angle it, you can see the pilot light going on there. So the pilot light's staying lit, but the burners are not on. So I did that and let it go overnight and let the water cool off so that I could basically use it on the lawn in the morning. And even then it was still warm. I wouldn't call it hot, but it was still warm, but still not hot enough to hurt the plants or anything. All right, then you're gonna get a hose. Hook it up to here. And then get a screwdriver. And then you're going to turn this just 90 degrees, and I'll show you on a close-up. Alright, when this is basically running perpendicular to the hose, it's just a ball joint. So it's closed at that point, and then when I open it up this way, it's coming out the hose, and you can hear it. So the first thing you have to do is turn off this supply line. And when it's with the hose, it's open. But when I turn it this way, it basically turns off the water that is coming from the street. Now you'll notice when I turn it on that it only comes out for a second. And that's because there's basically the water pressure. It's like a finger on the end of a straw. It's holding it in. So we have to release that pressure. I can either open a faucet or a hot water faucet. Or if I come back up here and have the pressure relief valve, if I go all the way up, then it allows air to get in the system. And now if I look, there's water coming out and it's draining, and you don't hear any new water running into the tank. Now what I like to do is put it in a bucket. And then you'll see the debris that's coming out of it. And then also you can use it and, put it on the lawn and things like that. And when I pour it on the lawn, you can even see this stuff, and it's just a white, powdery, I guess, calcium. But you see all the little bits. I don't know if, yeah, you can see all that stuff. So it has quite a bit that comes out of it. I ran this several times. I drained the whole hot water heater, and then leaving this valve open, I would basically kind of fill it halfway again, just turn on the power, and did it like 4 or 5 times, not fully filling the hot water heater, but just kind of partially filling it, and more debris and more debris and more debris came out. But once it finally had very little debris, I basically stopped the process. Okay, once the hose has stopped running, the tank is basically empty. Okay, I say empty, but this is above the tank. The tank is somewhere in here. So it's mostly empty. So we are going to turn off that valve. And again, I just have to turn that little screw thing perpendicular. To the pipe. And And that is off. And then I still have the pressure release valve open, but I'm going to turn on the water up here. Okay, we're going to turn on the water. And you can hear the tank filling, and the pressure release valve comes out here. So once water starts coming out of there, I will know the tank is full. Alright, so I turned off the pressure release valve, so now that's why the water is stopping. And basically I know the tank's full. So now I can take the hose off. And nothing coming out of it. A couple of drops, but it's totally off. And then I just want to verify, it should be on, but just make sure I can see it. The pilot light is still on, which it is. So then I can turn on to whatever setting I want. And I don't know, hopefully you could hear that on the video, but you could hear the flame go. And then just give it time to warm up. I don't know how long it takes, probably only about 45 minutes or an hour, but that is all there is to it. I mean, I guess one last thing is to put this cover back on. All right, and you're done for a year.